My entire adult life, I've only worked in the restaurant business. My customers expect quality oysters that are fresh every day, and that's what we provide for them. When we started serving oysters on a larger scale, we went from opening 10 or 15 sacks to 100 sacks a week. By recycling oyster shells, we keep the resource healthy. Having the opportunity to create something that was a throwaway or trash and making a resource from it is a very rewarding part of this business.
Oystermen have been in and around our region for a long time. Ecotourism comes to the fisheries, it comes to the restaurants, they all rely on that. So when you look at the benefit of oysters, it goes long beyond just the oysters themselves. It brings in money to the area, it brings in people to the area, it brings in jobs, and it benefits the bay as a whole. The work the Galveston Bay Foundation does with oysters stems back to 2008 with Hurricane Ike. When that storm came in, it brought so much sediment into the bay that we literally lost 50% of our reefs because they were just covered up. We follow that by years and years of rain. 2015, 16, Hurricane Harvey in 2017, put so much fresh water into the bay that parts of our bay became basically a freshwater lake. That killed off our oysters as well. So we need to get enough population in the bay so that we can withstand those natural events. Oysters need a hard substrate. They need that oyster shell to attach to and grow. When you go fishing, you don't take a bucket of water every time with it. You're not taking that fish's habitat. But when you take an oyster out of the bay, that oyster shell is the habitat for the next oyster. When you take it out, you send it to the restaurant, it gets thrown away and goes in the landfill, you don't have that habitat left. So the oyster shell recycling program is to fix that problem.
Truly, we do about 10,000 oysters, so about 20,000 shells a week. And so this recycling program really creates a resource from the shells.
Instead of it going thrown away by the restaurants, they put them in recycle bins, they give them to us. We go by every week, we collect that shell, we take it to a curing site and get it clean. We want to make sure that there's no bacteria on the shell, there's no invasive species. All that stuff that we don't want to put into the bay gets cleaned off. Once we have that clean shell, then we go and we take it out to our restoration sites. Ones like this where it can be bagged up and put in the bay. On average, an adult oyster can filter 50 gallons of water a day. So when you're talking about getting millions and millions of new oysters into our bay, that does wonders for the water quality of Galveston Bay.
We have a very fragile bay. And so oysters are our barometer in how we measure the quality of the water. If our oysters are healthy, our bay is healthy. What I would say to any restaurateur is, please, everyone, any opportunity that you can to recycle our oyster shells back into Galveston Bay is the thing to do. I believe conservation is forever and that we all need to participate.
We're going to get into Houston soon, and once we do, we want to expand as much as we can. It's going to take parties coming together. It's going to take restaurants that really want to be a part of it, growing our program. If you're interested, send us an email, shoot us a phone call and say, hey, let's make this happen.